Hello everyone, it is Pat with our Oracle card reading and messages for this upcoming week, beginning with the 14th of October today. I hope you're having a lovely month. And I know here in New England where I am, it's starting to get a little bit colder. And that cold is starting to set in. October, as we approach Halloween, is also a time when traditionally it's time when the veil is known to be very thin, and that veil between like the physical world that we experience and the spirit world. So it's often a time when we have heightened intuitive abilities. We may have stronger dreams at this time, feel our loved ones' presence around a lot. So just, be mindful of that. If you feel like your clairvoyance or your empathic abilities, your clairsentience is kicking up, it is that time. So anyways, let's call upon our archangels, see who's working with us this week, who we could use to work with, who can help us out with whatever we're experiencing and what's coming up, what their messages are for us. Call upon the archangels who's working with us this week for whatever messages they have for us. All right. So we've actually got two that have spilled out here, okay? All right, so we have the Archangel Uriel, this message of brilliant idea. And it says, yes, your idea is divinely guided. Please take action to bring your idea to fruition. So Uriel's an angel of the intellect. He works through our intellect. So, if you're at wit's end with something, you can't, see a way out of a situation, you're frustrated by it, whether it's in your personal life or in the world at large, you can't see how we're going to get out or what's the best course of action for something. Call upon Uriel for, new ideas to come to you. And this also suggests, since, the angels herald what's ahead for us this week, it is a week where a lot of new ideas are going to be coming into us. And so it's important to follow through on those because they are often the answers to our prayers or if we've been working consciously to manifest something, oftentimes the help with that from the universe, from the angels, is through ideas that they send our way. So pay attention to what's going on. Write down your thoughts and ideas about something. And a lot of times it's a real stream of consciousness. You get an idea, and then right after that is you'll get almost like a set of steps. Like, okay, first I need to call this person, then I need to look into that, et cetera, et cetera. So this particular card is, it's not just any idea, it's a brilliant idea. And this is kind of, when this card comes up, it often signals when we get those aha moments, like, oh my God, yes, that's what I should do. And it might be something that just come into your head, a realization, or it might be something that comes through somebody else. But whether it's for you personally, I also feel like this is for, what's going on in the world at large. A lot of us are feeling very powerless at this time. We see a lot of different things going on in the government, a lot of drama going on, and people who have been disrupted by natural events. So we kind of feel at a loss as to what to do about it, So some brilliant ideas are coming our way, and we have the capacity to follow through on them. We have the power to follow through on them, and it's time to kind of get out of spinning our wheels, and we're going to get some nice push and insight that way this week. The other card that came out was Indigo and Crystal Children. It says you have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children who are sensitive, and this is the Archangel Metatron, who has the beautiful these colors. It's kind of like a fuchsia and I don't know, seafoam green, for lack of a better term. He has that combination of colors in his aura, and so he helps children who are sensitive, either psychically sensitive to issues, or certain foods or things like that. And a lot of children they're very sensitive to what is going on. So Metatron's helping us to help them. okay, to guide them in the directions, because it's their world, you know, that the things that are going on now, I mean, they're the ones who are going to be left with the cleanup in a manner of speaking, you know, for whatever's going on now in our government and our world. You know, 20 years from now or 10 years from now, they're going to be the ones in charge. They're going to be the ones who are dealing with it. So they're very sensitive to what's going on right now. Many of them are very socially conscious, and they are the ones who are going to be hopefully helping things to move forward in a positive direction. But a lot of children are picking up intuitively on what's going on in the world right now, even if they're not seeing it on the news. So it's important for us to be there for them right now. And Metatron is an archangel that you can call on to help work with children. Okay. All right. So those are our archangels who are working with us this week. Now, let me get our card deck. So for our reading this week, I'm working with this Angels, Gods, and Goddesses card deck, which is really lovely and beautiful. It's got a beautiful angel on the front of it. So let's see what's going on. Okay, Angels, Gods, and Goddesses. What are our messages for this week? So sometimes these are prescriptive, sometimes they're predictive. Okay. Okay, they just spilled out. They flipped over and spilled out. Okay, so what's going on? We have the Angel of Relaxation that says, for the beginning of our week, let go of desired outcomes and you will get what you want. Okay, so it's about, obviously it says it's about relaxing, but it's about a reminder to stop trying to control an outcome. Sometimes we can be pushing too hard for something to work out a certain specific way. So what this card is about at the beginning of the week is about stepping back, relaxing a bit about it, whatever, you know, the issue is. And it says, if you relax, you'll get what you want. So it's about not trying to chase the outcome, but stopping and letting it come to you. Okay. And since we had Archangel as our Archangel Uriel as our overseeing angel for this week, it's probably going to come to you in the form of an idea that you hadn't thought of before. Okay. You might get an inspiration to call someone, an idea to call someone, or to look in a different place that you did before. So anyways, that's what this card is about. It's just take that deep breath, allow yourself to relax at the beginning of the week. And so it's indicative that that's what's going on. You know, you might have hit the point where you're very frustrated with something, or you're just tired and you're like, you know what, I'm just going to put it aside for now. And it's a good thing to do that, okay? And just let yourself relax. Because otherwise, sometimes when we're pushing too hard to get to a certain outcome, or to force a solution, it's kind of like, it can be kind of like chasing a cat. The more you chase a cat, the more it will run away from you. But if you stop, they will stop and they'll look back. And if you just stop chasing, they will eventually make their way around and come and check you out and give you that little nose-to-nose sniff that they do sometimes. So anyways, it's kind of like that at the beginning of the week. So we have the Angel of Self-Worth, who comes up middle of the week. It says you're currently undervaluing yourself. It's time to regain your self-worth. Okay, so this might have to do with someone out there who's kind of bargaining for a raise or thinking about that. And it's about, yeah, it's about changing the way you think and feel about yourself. You're coming to an awareness that I just get a sense with this card that there's awareness is coming to you of where you've been undervaluing yourself. It could be in your business, in some area of your business where you perhaps need to charge for something that you haven't been charging for before, a service, or you know, something that you have as part of your service that, anyways, in some way you're undervaluing it. But also on a personal level, it's, um, it's about paying attention to the way you hear yourself talk to yourself, or the way you think of yourself going into something. Do you feel like the underdog going in? Do you feel like, you have to prove your worth or something like that? So it's about kind of changing that self-talk, or looking at whatever it is that you're presenting a little bit differently. Okay, it has, whatever it is has more value than what you're currently putting upon it. And it may be, something that aspects of your time that you've been giving or donating to something, or it can also show up as kind of taking stock of, looking back on your life and looking at all the things that you've achieved to this point. Okay, that's one way of doing it, because maybe you're currently undervaluing your life experiences and the wisdom that you've gained and the things that you've learned from it that you can share with others. So this card, middle of the week, is about, I feel like it's about taking stock of that, and rethinking things. Okay, so and the end of the week, we get this angel of communication. It says, communicate clearly, and don't be afraid to tell it like it is. Okay, and on the heels of this, there may be something you need to speak up or speak out about. There's a lot of truth telling and a lot of light being shined on things right now. And so, of course, in the media, we've been hearing a lot about people who, coming forward with their stories, and how it makes it more difficult for them to come out when they feel like they're going to be ridiculed, they're not going to be taken seriously. So you have to decide that, you are worth it. You are worth being heard. And it's worthwhile to speak up and tell it like it is. Okay. So the end of the week, yeah, it's really just about, speaking up and speaking your truth to someone. There's communication that needs to take place in some way, shape, or form, about some issue. It could be a family drama. It could be something going on in your work environment. But with this card, I get the sense of, don't feel like, oh, who's going to believe me? You know what I mean? Who am I to say this? That kind of thing. Because it is important to communicate. People need to know what your feelings are about something, or what your point of view is about something, your perspective. Okay, it's not necessarily, when I read those words, don't be afraid to tell it like it is, it's like, oh gosh, is that going to mean that there's going to be an argument or a very, loud, dramatic conversation that takes place? It could mean that, but it doesn't have to be that. It just signals that as we get to the end of the week, you're realizing, you know what, it's just time to make this known. And it might be having a conversation, sending an email, or something like that, with someone that it's important to convey some information to. Okay, so the don't be afraid to tell it like it is has more of a feeling to it of don't minimize it. A lot of times people, especially I want to say women, if self-worth is an issue for you, we tend to spend a lot of time explaining things and apologizing for, I'm sorry for that, blah 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 blah, I'm sorry, but I feel bad, and and it's what these cards are about is really, take back your power and just stand in that. Okay, it's not about apologizing or explaining. Always. Yes, in a sense you are explaining about something you've experienced, but you're communicating something important. But I guess I was talking about more in the sense of over-explaining. So anyways, I hope these messages make sense to you, but clearly by the end of the week, there's the gates of communication are opening. Okay, and it may be that you're the one who initiates the opening of the communication. Okay, so anyways, those are our messages for this week. I hope you have a lovely week, and I look forward to speaking with you again soon. And please feel free to, put any comments down below. All right, take care, everyone.